Hello, Mr. Burke. So here's my spring mass program. As you can see, I started off with my acknowledgements. So at first, I felt completely lost, as if I had no idea what I was doing. So I went to the book and I ended up reading chapter 2.6 for some of you of the background physics. And I also looked at previous GlowScript assignments, specifically modeling motion, in order to better understand the syntax. And yes, you can read the rest. So first I defined my constants, which were LO and K. Next I established my objects and my variables. So I had the sphere, the box, and the helix. And I actually left the helix until the very, very end because I was unsure about how to format it. I emailed you, as you know, and you helped me figure out how to make sure that the helix followed the ball's changing position. And let's see, after that, I established the starting qualities of different characteristics of the ball. So its mass, its radius, its momentum, its then the board's momentum. And also, as you can see, I did my best to keep track of the units because otherwise I would get pretty lost. And then I established my T and my delta T right here. And this is interesting because at first I had the problem where my ball was moving really fast, so up and down like this constantly. And after I emailed you, you advised me to make the rate, the delta t, the inverse of the rate, so it would go as if in real time. And I did that and it ended up working pretty well. Okay, now here is my while loop. So at first this kind of threw me for a loop. Haha, no, okay, I'll stop. Anyway, so my goal was to first, as you can see, I try to break this down into different objectives or goals. So at first was defining my constants, then defining my objects and variables. Then, after doing that, I realized I needed to iterate motion. So I put FNet here to remind myself that the only forces acting on the system were F spring and F gravity. And then I put the equation for spring force here, just so I wouldn't forget. So what I did was I first established that L, the length of the spring, was the ball's position minus the board's position. And then I established that S, the stretch, was equal to the magnitude of L minus LO. So the stretch was how much it was stretched from its original. And then I established L hat as well. And then I put all the pieces together to create F spring. F spring negative K times S times L hat. I've already established K. Afterwards, like I kind of alluded to up here, I realized that F net depends on F gravity and F spring. So I put F gravity in here and I added F spring to F net, not to F net. To get F net, I added F gravity and F spring. One interesting thing is that previously I've been unsure of how to format F gravity in especially GlowScript program. On my quiz, I know that's one thing I got wrong, was that I just put negative 9.8 newtons in the vector and I didn't include mass. Here what I did was I did gravity times mass inside the vector, which is the right way to do it. Anyway, after I found my F net, I updated my momentum, as you can see, and I also updated my position using this v-average approximate instead of the arithmetic average because it is a short interval and a changing F net. Then finally I did my spring axes update, and originally, like I mentioned before, I found the formatting of the spring really confusing because I was confused about what the axis really was and what the size was, and I thought I had to update the size. So originally I had a somewhat more complicated thing here, but when I emailed you, you told me that updating the axis was actually the way to go. So I tried it out and it worked. So in review, how I arrived at my solution was that I first started in the book for a review of the basic physics. After that, I started by kind of identifying my objectives and, defining my objects and variables and defining my constants. Earlier on as well, because I wasn't feeling that fluent in GlowScript, I looked at previous GlowScript assignments in order to get some help with the syntax. Catherine helped me verbalize my objective when I was really stuck. She helped me work on commenting and isolating. So, because when I was stuck, I just had this huge thing of code and I didn't know what to do. So she helped me kind of practice some skills of deleting certain things and then or commenting certain things out and then seeing how the program worked and then commenting back in, and so those kind of strategies and skills. Finally, when I was stuck with when the spring was acting weirdly and it was just stretching all the way down, and when the ball's speed was out of control, I emailed you and you helped me fix the, I think it was line 50, but fix the line and fix the spring's formatting. So yes, this is my spring program. As you can see, it is bouncing. It's quite lovely. Anyway, that has ended my screencast. Thank you for listening.